Welcome into the Section 105 podcast. Jeremiah Solomon along with Mark Haynes. We're back as usual, and we are talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, what was his name, Mark?
The Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak. That's right. That's right. We're talking about Giannis today. Lots to talk about in the Giannis situation. So lots of reports saying, Giannis will most likely be dealt, looking for a team, looking for a suitor, Warriors being floated around out there. Lots of rumors with the whole Giannis situation. What do you make of that, Mark?
All I can say is from knowing what I know and gathering the information that I've gathered, not saying sources, but I'm just saying the information that I have gathered and paid attention to, if Giannis is gone, and I think he's going to the West Coast. And when I say the West Coast, I mean California.
Okay, so then that means he's going to the Kings, the Clippers, the Lakers, or the Warriors.
Could you imagine if the Kings had that type of luck?
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way, right? Like,
I couldn't imagine that, but hey.
I don't know. Well, so, I mean, let him rest the rest of the year, get your top pick, and then Giannis top pick plus some of the guys they got, which is not much, but they got something,
And then a trip to the NBA
Finals?
I
mean, I don't know. Do you think this Kings team is better than the current Giannis Bucks team?
I think if you put Giannis on this team or whatever, I think they're a lot better. But
do you think that this team,
if you had to get rid of whoever you had to get rid of, and you bring Giannis here, and you get the a top 5 draft pick next year, they're better than this Kings team and this Bucks team.
All right. Well, that's fair. I mean, I feel like
championship is a reach.
Well, for sure.
Why not reach for the stars, man?
But if Giannis wants to leave, Milwaukee, just blanked on where the Bucks are. Then why would he come? Because he wants to win a chip. So then why would he come to Sacramento? It's not like he's going to have a better chance to win a chip here.
Forgive me for trying to give Sacramento Kings fans hope. That's it. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. But he's coming to California.
So, all right. Well, that's big. So Clippers aren't trading for him. They already have an old roster and contract. They can't acquire Giannis, right? There's no way. Lakers, LeBron, a little swap salaries.
They got options over there.
But I think if he comes to California, I mean the most likely fit seems to be the Warriors.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense from what I've heard. Again, not from sources, but from what I've heard, Lacob seems to be a big Giannis guy. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I feel like the whole world should be a Giannis guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Giannis is just one of those good guys in the league. I mean,
yeah, he's the Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak, his on-the-court performance speaks for itself. He's not a big drama guy.
Class act. Yeah, I love the way he's handling this. Like,
I do too.
He's answering questions how if I were playing NBA 2K and I had the options, I'm answering questions just like Giannis is. And, like, I'm loving it. It's not a lot of drama. The drama is that it's a possibility that he can be moving. It's a possibility that he wants to be moved. Like my brother Chris reported that Giannis would never ask for a trade. And I believe it. It doesn't mean...
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't mean he doesn't want to be traded.
Yeah.
But he's never going to say, hey, I've had enough. Get me out of here.
What do you think about... So then it's fina for the Bucks. It's over for the Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you move off Giannis. What about Doc? I mean... Is there still no accountability for Doc and the situations he has found himself in?
Yeah.
And he continues to go from job to job to job with star players and underperforms?
Yeah, the story, the chapters continue to, grow. The story continues with Doc
But
Rivers.
I'm not a Doc hater, like, personally. I don't have anything. But I'm just like, I see the lack of success he's had from a head coach perspective. Or I shouldn't say lack of success, his lack of ability to get over the hump.
To meet expectations.
Since the Obama administration, it has been that long.
Man,
You've got Trump, Biden, and another Trump administration in between Doc Rivers' success in terms of getting over the hump in the playoffs. So it's like,
That's a wild way to put it, but
it's true. See, I've been putting things that way recently because the Obama administration now feels so old.
It does.
And maybe it's just because of, every day feels like a year nowadays. Like there's so much going on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it just might be how old I am. Like the first real administration I remember was George W. Bush.
Wow,
but it's like,
wow.
Well, okay. Wait, what are you going back to? Clinton?
Yeah,
like,
Bill Clinton,
okay.
the player himself, Bill Clinton.
Okay, but relax. It wasn't that long before. That's one more president, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is,
Clinton and then Bush in 2000. Bush in 2000, and then Bush again in 2004. And then Obama in 2008. Yeah, so that's one president before.
Bush.
You can't clown me that hard.
This is completely off topic, but
of course, we went from Doc Rivers to Bush and Clinton.
Maybe Doc stops coaching and runs for president next. Maybe
I could see that.
People love him.
He's got a better voice than Robert F. Kennedy. Raspy it might be, but it still makes more sense than his.
It may work. It might work. That might be his next job.
America's raspiest president. Hey, I mean, why not?
As we was talking about presidents or whatever, and I was young as well at one point when Bush was the president. I wasn't as young as you. Like you was, fresh off of milk. That's what. But I was, I was playing in the fields and stuff at this point. But no, my biggest memory of George W. Bush was when the dude threw the shoe at him.
Yeah, and he dodged it like a raccoon.
As good as an athlete, I think most would say Obama was the best athlete as when it comes to presidents.
Oh, I don't think there's any argument.
I don't know,
man.
The way Bush dodged, not one, but two shoes on the fly. It was who I haven't seen a person throw a shoe at anybody since then.
Have you seen the way raccoons dodge things when you throw it at them? If you haven't, look it up. It's just like George Bush. He literally was just moved his head out of the way and locked eyes with the guy. Dude, the crazy thing.
Pointed him out.
I mean, I think the most athletic thing or the craziest clip of George Bush is the after 9/11, he's on the golf course and he's like, we got to stop these terrorist killers. And then he says, now watch this drive, because there's media behind him on the golf course and he just he stripes a driver down the middle of it. That's a crazy clip.
That's an athlete.
I mean, athlete. I mean, yeah, in multiple senses of the word, I guess. But yeah, love him or hate him, apparently George Bush was an athlete. But Doc Rivers, do you think he gets another job after this, or do you think do you think he even wants another job after this? I don't even know if he wants another job. I mean, he's accomplished a lot in the NBA. He's gone through a lot of these teams recently, like the Sixers, and just the NBA is so good that even if you have a good team, you kind of feel like you're behind the eight ball sometimes. And I feel like that's been Doc recently.
Right. No, I think to your second point, does he want it? I think it's completely up to him. I think I don't, not because of resume, not because of, recent success or anything like that.
Right.
But he's just one of those guys, when we look at all these coaches that continue to get jobs and continue to get opportunities, I think he's just one of those guys that always, a job is always going to be there if he wants it. So I think if he wants it bad enough and, opportunity that he wants presents itself, I think he will be coaching. Now, will he, step down from head coaching to assistant? That's a possibility.
Maybe.
I remember years ago, I talked to Jeff Van Gundy. It was still when he was working at ESPN.
Yeah.
And he said that the greatest job in coaching in the NBA is the lead assistant job, because he was that person really, and it's clips of, now that he's with the Clippers, it's clips where people are making it oh, nobody respects Tyronn Lue, this bald guy, and then, it's these young kids who don't know who Jeff Van Gundy is, but they're this bald guy, everybody's paying attention to him, and Ty Lue is just standing there letting him coach. But he was Ty Lue or the head coach has to put up with all. They have to, who we talk to every night after a game is Doug Christie. We don't talk to Bobby Jackson. We don't talk to Mike Woodson.
Well, it's debatable how much we talk to Doug, but yeah.
Yeah, but we have to talk to him every game.
Yeah.
Or whatever. The lead assistant, that guy is doing a lot of hands-on coaching, a lot of hands-on planning.
Yeah.
Of course, with the head coach. But he is like, that position is just about basketball. And I can see Doc Rivers, if he's if that spot is appealing to him, I can see him saying, I'll be a lead assistant for a championship team.
Yeah, I could see that. And that's true with any sport, right? Like baseball teams, the manager gets the heat, the pitching coach and the hitting coach are just kind of, whether it's the offense or the pitching that's not doing well, they never seem to get much of the heat. It's always the manager, right?
Right.
So yeah, I think with the head coach job or the manager job or whatever comes the public responsibility. You know what I mean? And that's why I think a big part of why they get compensated the way they do, because they have to speak to the media. They have to be the face of their coaching decisions. They have to be the face of their roster, their public face.
Right.
So I get that. And I think I'm with you, though, on the whole Doc Rivers thing. He'll be able to get a job probably doing whatever he wants. It just depends on maybe he wants a front office job. Maybe he wants a bench job. Maybe he wants a lead job. Maybe he wants one of those jobs further down the bench, right? Who knows? But yeah, I think the Bucks thing with Giannis has run its course. It never got too nasty. And I think I had a little Tyrese voice change moment there. And I think that you just end it now. It doesn't need to get messy. Giannis doesn't need to demand a trade.
Yeah.
Just realize the ship has sailed. You had a good run. You won a chip. You succeeded. There's plenty of teams that had good runs that never won the chip.
Yeah.
Just cut bait, be done with it, and just move on.
Start over.
Try to get something in return. And I think Giannis is one of those guys with even the current cap system the way it is.
You're going to get something.
You're going to get value for him. Now,
you have to.
Maybe not one of these mid-tier guys like a Malik Monk or, whatever, like the Kings are finding out, but Giannis is going to garner value. You're going to get first round picks for Giannis.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned the Kings right now, because I have an announcement to make. Those of you who, y'all watched our pod, y'all grown this channel with us. Y'all know I usually come in here with a haircut, but I'm gonna show y'all what I'm working with right here.
Oh boy.
The hair is uncut right now.
Well, you're not gonna leave that off? You're just gonna cover it back up?
Yeah, I'm gonna cover it back up.
Okay.
I ain't gonna give them all episode to look at this, but you know what I'm saying? Catch me in the street, you'll see it or whatever. But I won't be at my boy Jeffrey's barbershop, 6818 barbershop. I won't be there again until the Sacramento Kings win a game.
All right.
So I will not get a haircut until the Kings win. Hold on, let me clear that up a little bit. I'm not getting a haircut unless the Kings win a game, right? But if they don't win on this road trip, I'm gonna at least get an edge up. I'm gonna get an edge up, but I'm not cutting it. But I'm not cutting it the whole time during this road trip. No edge, nothing.
What if they don't win a game going into the All-Star break?
Then All-Star weekend.
There's no way you're going to be an All-Star weekend looking like that.
Yeah, that's why I said I at least got to get an edge up at that point. At that point, but the length of the beard, the length of the hair, I might have braids. Who knows?
You're a ways from that.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully.
You ever considered that? Just a whole change?
I had dreads. In my younger days.
Really?
I had dreadlocks to my shoulders.
Have you ever thought about going back?
It's funny. I haven't thought about going back because how long it takes.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be years and years, right?
For years and years, I kept the dreads in a Ziploc bag just in case.
You still have those?
They're gone. My mom, thank you, Mom. She threw them away.
What? So when did you cut that?
It was.
How old were you?
I was like 26, 25, 26.
And you had them from your early 20s all the way
yeah,
to
like
10?
from I think I had them 4 years, so probably 22 to 26. I grew them, and no, I take that back. I started growing them my senior year of high school. Year of high school.
What about cornrows? Cornrows, Mark Haynes?
I might get that by All-Star weekend if the Kings let me down. But they go get a W.
Yeah,
I'm getting a haircut. I'm coming to LA fresh. Don't worry. But this hair of mine will not be cut until the Kings get a victory.
They're going to get another win soon. They'll win something. Don't worry.
They better.
They will. They'll win something on this road trip.
I'm gonna have to tell somebody about it post game on February 4th. if I still ain't got a haircut by February 4th.
Oh man, you're riding with the Kings. I have a question on. We kind of talked about it a second ago. The whole trade situation. So this is going to sound disrespectful to De'Aaron Fox, and it's not meant that way because it's been well documented how I feel about De'Aaron Fox and his skill level and all that. But do you think De'Aaron Fox is low-key one of the last trades and max extension guys really ever of that mid-tier star? Like, no one, I think, would say De'Aaron's a 1A after seeing what went down in Sacramento. I don't even think he wants to be. But do you think, like, De'Aaron got first-round draft capital back for him? Do you think he's one of those, and that big deal with the Spurs? I don't really see money being thrown at guys like him like that for much longer, let alone those first-round picks for trading for guys like that. I'm seeing a lot of money coming off books, guys like that getting traded for swapping money, maybe player swaps.
I like where you're going with this.
Do you think that he's one of the last guys kind of in this era where he facilitated his trade, or Clutch did?
Yeah, I was about to say, first off, he has
got something back for him. And I know the Kings front office botched that whole deal.
Yeah.
But like they still got they got 2 firsts, right?
Yeah.
They got the Minnesota one and the Spurs one, which probably not going to be a great pick.
But still.
And it's a pick swap, I think, right?
Yeah.
And Zach LaVine. But I've been thinking about that. Like he might be one of those last guys. Like I think you could see a guy like, I feel like you could see a Jalen Brunson type getting moved in the next few years, and you're not getting a lot of. I don't think you're getting a lot of draft capital, things like that, back for him. What do you think? Or do you think this CBA will eventually expire? They'll figure out a new one, and it's kind of come back where you're getting hefty draft capital for proven NBA talent.
Yeah, I think it's going to come back. I think it's going to get back to where, you could give away, a player for a bunch of picks and things like that, because one, Adam Silver is in the business of entertainment, and it's very much more entertaining when you have big trades and it's 3 picks with this guy, 5 with this. It's not, you look at the Trae Young trade, and it was really it was just a straight up trade for the most part.
Right. And I think De'Aaron's better than Trae, but like maybe not by a ton.
Yeah, and that's why I was gonna go next, because you look at Trae, you look at Ja Morant, you look at even Zion Williamson right now, whatnot. When you compare those guys or whatever, it's not maybe you think De'Aaron's better, maybe somebody says Ja or Trae are better than both of them, or whatever the case may be, but you're not getting these big deals, and you're not getting these, like when you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, traded away Paul George and got back basically a championship years later.
100%.
It equals out Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's good. To me, that's good for the league, because when that deal happened, nobody seen this coming.
No.
Nobody thought, OKC is going to hit on all these first-round picks.
Sam Presti, a genius. He's just a straight-up genius.
Like, nobody thought that. Everybody's like, this was a terrible deal. And what it did, it got people talking. It got people interested. And then years later, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're like, damn, like, he's a genius.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. So I think you got to give small markets the opportunity to capitalize on the big markets who are successful just because they're big markets.
Yeah. And you brought up some of the players that I was thinking of and just not really coming to front of mind, but like Trae, like Zion, like Ja. These guys, Ja's probably going to get moved. Well, we'll see. But like if that happens, he's probably going to get moved for like not much draft capital.
Yeah.
So like,
and it has nothing to do with him as a player.
This would have been obscene to say 2 years ago.
Exactly.
When you are the days of 3-team deals with 5 first-round draft picks changing hands for a star, are those gone? Or maybe is that going to be reserved for your Giannis types. Like I could see that if Giannis gets moved and there's like 3 first rounders in that deal or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like the landscape of these trades is changing dramatically, and it's adding a new layer to the business, in my opinion. Like
For sure.
you can't really just mock trades anymore with draft picks and salary.
That's what I was gonna say about like when I'm listening to, whether it's local radio.
Call them out, Mark. Who are you talking about?
That's why, hey, if the shoe fits, it fits. But local radio, TV, whatever the case may be, I hate mock drafts right now. Like, or not mock drafts, mock trades. I hate them.
Mock trades have always been silly, but you got to fill airtime. Let's be honest.
I get it. I understand it, but dang, like it's just crazy. It's like, and they're always, what kills me is they're always so one-sided.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we'll give away, give us Kyle Kuzma, Giannis for Malik Monk and Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
And then we'll pay the rest of the money or whatever. I'm just obviously throwing something out there, but it's like, yeah, sure, the money works.
Yeah.
But why would I want that? And it's like,
you know what I saw, and this is going to piss you off because you're talking about how much you hate mock trades. You know what I saw the other day, which actually I thought was like a reasonable mock trade? I'm curious your opinion on this. I saw Jonathan Kuminga to the Kings for Malik Monk and Keon Ellis. And I think if you would have asked anyone a year ago, they would have said that's a crazy trade. I think that's a good trade for both sides.
Well, the thing is, right now, I mean, it looked like the Warriors say, I hate Jonathan Kuminga.
Well, they do.
So why the heck not?
Steve Kerr, I was in that press conference when the Kings played the Warriors.
Yeah.
He basically said that. He's like, I'm sorry for the position Jonathan finds himself in. I'm like, Steve, you put him in that position. You're the one who's not playing him.
So
and the Warriors ownership group says they love him.
So what he wanted to say is, I'm sorry that I hate Jonathan Kuminga.
That's what it sounds like.
The guy's not playing. No matter if he could just come in and score 20 in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
He's not playing. You know what?
He rotting on the bench.
Because he farted at lunch and he did not say, excuse me. He just got up and left.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a trade. I don't even know if the Warriors would do that, though. And not because they don't like Keon or Malik, but because I don't even know anymore. I don't even know how to process these mock trades anymore. Like GMs and teams are thinking so differently than they used to.
Yeah.
I haven't adapted mentally. It's like I used to be able to look at a deal and be like, that's possible. Now it's like, I don't know. Like maybe that's an overpay. Maybe that's not enough nowadays. Like to take on these contracts because of how restrictive that CBA is.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I mean, from all reports, I mean, I think, and we predicted this. We can pat ourselves on the back here, Mark.
Let's do it.
We predicted this. It's looking like the Kings are going to have a quiet trade deadline, and we predicted this months ago on this show. We said we could totally see it happening to where really none of these guys get moved. And that's kind of what it seems like it's shaping out to be. Now, can Scott pull off like a last minute deal here? Of course he can. But like, this is validation for us of like, yeah, I mean, these are some unmovable deals.
Yeah.
And, I think Malik's a movable contract. Obviously, Keon is because he's making no money.
Right.
But
he's a valuable player.
But Scott has shown he's not just going to make a deal to make a deal.
Because
and I think people don't understand that.
And that's what irritates me. And now we get into local.
Go off.
That's what irritates me about local Sacramento media.
Man, you're really going off on local today. We love the local media.
Draft.
Section 105 doesn't want to beef with the Sacramento media. I don't know what Mark's on tonight.
It's just the mock drafts.
All right.
If y'all believe the mock drafts, then yeah, we beef.
I'm gonna text all these Sacramento people I know to come on the show now, and they're gonna be like, nah.
We just can't talk mock drafts.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But no, it's and then this is what fans as well or whatever. Like best case scenario, when I see and I text you, I think when the Kings went on that 4-game win streak.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do we like? Sure, it was nice to see the beam. We got our little mini beam right here. It was nice to see the beam because we hadn't seen it in so long.
Yeah.
Just like we didn't see the sun when it was just foggy for
a
like
month straight.
30 days. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But when they won 4 games, I was like, this is not good.
No, and I almost asked Doug Christie about that. This is for you at home, this is a little bit of a view in my mind when I go into these pressers. I almost asked him about it. I'm like, so I understand you want to win games, but like, how do you in the front office communicate and balance winning games with you clearly need a lifeline of a first round draft pick?
And that's right there.
That's
AJ
franchise changing. Exactly.
I want to see him in a Sacramento Kings jersey next year. I don't care about if the Kings went on a 15-game win streak, who cares? Yeah. They're still not in the playoffs.
No.
Get AJ. You see the game. You see I want the guys to compete. I want to see, I think that's best case scenario.
Yeah, I do
Watching
too.
the Kings compete and be competitive, whether they lose or not. When you see, all right, we look like we're this close. It looks like we need this type of player. We need a big man. We need a tall wing or whatever the case. That's why you want them to be competitive.
Yeah.
But winning 4, 5, 6 straights, which they got back on my page.
Yeah, now they're back, 6 now, right? 6
they're going back in the right direction. But you don't need that. You got to get that. You got to get that top. Well, you got to get a top 3
pick. Not only
pick.
To your point, not only do they not need that, they can't afford to win games.
No.
And look, I'm going to go on.
Go.
Shall we move into our buy or sell? Because this is my sell.
Let's go.
Okay, so we kind of jumped into the buy or sell. So this was my sell the whole time. I'm selling PR for professional sports teams to their fan bases about winning when you're bad. And this is my beef with it. And the Sacramento Kings are a perfect example. All we heard in the offseason and all we heard at the beginning part of this season, and even now, but it's kind of the tone shifting a little bit now, but the whole season, all we heard from Doug Christie and the Kings is we're trying to win games.
Yeah.
Stop lying to your fan base. The Kings fan base is smart. They've been through hell, and they don't want to hear that we're trying to win games. Now, I understand there's going to be a subset of fans, and from a business perspective, are fair weather fans that don't really know ball, and they kind of just show up when the team's playing well. And I understand you might take a little bit of a hit in that when you're bad, right? You're not going to, there's not going to be a buzz around the city. Oh, the Kings, let's buy a ticket. Let's go to the game. I understand that. But let's be real. Why do sports teams pitch a BS narrative to their fan bases when they clearly should lose? It's a game, and I understand the league is like, oh, we don't like tanking, blah, 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 blah. You have to tank to build a winner unless you're the Lakers or the Celtics or one of these big markets. And even now, it seems like you got to tank. I mean, you brought Luka in, you got LeBron, you got AR. They're not competing for a championship. You have to tank, and I'm selling the public relations stuff that these teams put out to their fan bases. That's nonsense. Like, we're trying to win games. We're trying to make the playoffs. Well, if you are, you shouldn't be. And why don't you just be honest with your fans? Drop ticket prices. Get people to show up because it's the cheapest show in town. You play your young guys. Play your Dylan Cardwells that the fan base loves, that they'll show up for. Stop with the nonsense of, we got to win games. You're bad. You're bad, and you need to tank. You need to follow Sam Presti. You need to follow OKC's playbook. Tank, get a high draft pick. Heck, it's what the Spurs did. Follow the Spurs playbook. And the Spurs are going to be competing for a chip for years to come. You have to lose these games. And your loyal fan base knows that. And
they'll forgive you.
And look, the Golden One Center, while the Kings fans are great and they still show up, it's thinning. This is a 40-year-old guy with a thinning hairline. It's still there, but when you get out of the shower and it's combed back, see it's patchy. Look, the fans already know this team's bad. They're not showing up like they were while still showing up. Just lose and be honest with your team. Say, we got to go through this rebuild. We have to restructure this. You fans deserve a 1A. You deserve the next De'Aaron Fox type. You deserve the next Boogie Cousins type. Just lose the freaking games and be honest with your fan base while also trying to put a hustle, competitive, effort-driven product on the court. That's my sell. I'm selling specifically the Sacramento Kings narrative to their fan base, who is smarter and they see right through it.
And this might be a little shocker or a little gut punch to the Sacramento Kings fan base, but I am buying Tyrese Halliburton being on podcast.
Oh, that's tough. After I sell the Kings, you're buying Tyrese.
I'm buying Tyrese.
You're really just like sticking that knife in there, twisting it. You're like,
I apologize. But if y'all see the Tyrese Halliburton episode on Mind the Game with LeBron and Steve Nash, but he's hilarious. He's a good storyteller, and I love the story about when he's on the Olympic team and he's like, we had a team meeting. And in the team meeting, they're talking about, we can't play 12 guys. We got to sacrifice, minutes. Some of us is not going to play, but it's for the betterment of the team. In 2004, he's like, LeBron was like 2004. KD is like, in 2008, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I sat the bench and da-da-da-da. And then he was like, then they went on to like doing, film study and stuff. And he was like, and I thought like, wait, who are they talking? They're talking about me. I love the story because it's a story that you can only get from him. He was like, he never told that story before.
And he's a great storyteller, and he's authentic.
He's great, and his voice didn't change.
I don't know about that. I think I heard a couple.
It changed a little bit.
I'm not gonna hold that against him though.
But great story. But on that, do you think Tyrese Halliburton should have been the odd man out?
So, first of all, I think that's a good buy. I think buying Tyrese has got to be one of the better players.
He needs a pod.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good pod. I think most of these player pods are trash, but that would be a good pod. And I think he's a great guest.
Emphasis on trash.
Trash.
That was good.
Yeah, total trash. What do I unadulterated trash. But I think Tyrese should have played. But look, that team was so stacked, and it's the Olympics, and it's probably KD and LeBron's last Olympics. Maybe not KD's, but definitely LeBron's last Olympics. Maybe Steph's. Who knows? Who knows?
The last time with them for sure.
You gotta let these guys play, and they stepped up. They turned back the clock for a few weeks. They dominated I don't care what people said. Oh, they almost lost to Germany, or they almost. They dominated. They dominated the Olympics. They got it done. And but yeah, I mean, I think Tyrese on any other team would have played. Like if you just had one LeBron or one KD or one Steph like on your team. But this really was the Dream Team 2.0. Like this team was stacked. Yeah. So like I get why he didn't play. But I like your buy. I agree with you. Yeah. Tyrese on pods is great. And you know, contrary to Brandon Pajemski, who that was when, did you see the Draymond clip on the Draymond Green show about pods? You saw they had that like on court thing with Clay. Yeah. Dude, Draymond clowned him so much in his pod. It was so funny. Look, I'm big anti-pods guy. I can't stand Brandon Pajemski, and he never did anything to me. I'm just a hater, and I acknowledge that. I'm a big hater. Emphasis on big hater. But man, I can't stand Brandon Pajemski, and I think his haircut sucks. I think his beard sucks. I'm literally the walking, talking. I hate the way that you talk, the way that you walk.
Kendrick Lamar.
I'm Kendrick over here. I can't stand Pajemski. He says he thinks he can be greater than Steph. Get the frick out of here, man! Yeah. Like, go sit down on the other end of the bench. The only reason you're playing is because the Warriors are desperate. I don't know how this turned into a hate on Pajemski's segment, but man, he I don't like that man, bro. He rubs me the wrong way, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay. Relax.
This show is PG.
Yeah, was. But yeah, I don't. Okay, you can carry on. Are we done? Is this the end of the section?
I think we are.
Okay. All right,
that was good stuff.
We'll end it right there. I'm selling the Kings' approach to their public relations situation as it pertains to what they're feeding their fan base. Mark's buying Tyrese Halliburton on pods, and then I just added a second sell of Brandon Pajemski.
Tyrese on pods.
Tyrese on pods is good.
Tyrese on pods.
And I don't ever want to see Brandon Pajemski on a podcast. But this has been the Section 105 podcast. I'm Jeremiah Solomon. That's Mark Haynes. We'll be back with another episode. Thank you so much. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. Please comment. It helps the program, helps the show. We're trying to go to the moon. Section 105 to the moon. And that's been another episode. We'll be back with another episode soon.